travel, and most recently have been to Japan, Cambodia, and Vietnam, and headed to Portugal in May. So the world is a wonderful place to explore. As our covenant proclaims, we respect individual lifestyles in an accepting atmosphere of love. And we provide a community that is welcoming and safe for everyone. This is a place of joy, a place of love, and it's a place of justice where socioeconomic, sexual orientation, gender, age differences are accepted and honored. There's a quote I found: "Our differences are aplenty, but this love does not bend." Our differences are plenty, but this love does not bend. Being present today, I hope that each of you in some way find inspiration, sanctuary, healing, love, and support for yourself, as well as service to others. You belong here as a seeker, as a wanderer, a discoverer, a giver. The Dalai Lama said, "When we feel love and kindness toward others, it only makes others feel loved and cared for, but it helps us also to develop inner happiness and peace." Those of you on Zoom, somewhere out there, will remain muted during the service, but you can put comments in the chat box. You can also stay on following the service for coffee time and conversations. So no matter where you are, sit back and enjoy. We come here to voice our truths, to wade and live appropriately. I'd like to remind you that if you're a first-timer, we welcome you especially, and if you'd like to connect and know more, please see the greeters, see myself, see others who are in the program. You can connect with us on our website, uufnn.org, or call our office. Now, again, in the back of the room are some sheets as we greet each other. If you'd like to, again, find one in the back. If you'd like to fill it out, please do. Now's the time, of course, to greet each other. We have the pleasure of doing that, making sure that we connect. So you can do that by giving a wave or a sign or a chat in the chat box if you're on Zoom, or if you're here, a wave, a bow, a bow, an elbow bump, or a hug. Please be mindful of those who are wearing masks and keeping social distances. So without further ado, and somewhere it is, all right. Are you ready?
We're not just in effect. We're used to these ceremonies by Reverend Karen about writing a sermon with a pistol next to your hand for which to discuss it.
Yeah.
Sorry, but we are.
No. There you go.
No, you can do it. You can do it. Because you're on anyway, so.
I'm on anyway,
Yeah.
aren't I? Such a joyful noise we make when we greet one another. Happy, happy to see our dear ones and be together. We missed one announcement earlier. This is from Lily. She's telling us that there's a Q&A meeting about our refugee resettlement program today, and a bunch of people have let the team know that they're interested in this opportunity, so this is a great time to find out how to get involved. And so because there's also this listening session with the board, we would like for anyone who's interested in talking with the refugee folks to come here first to talk to them and then head over to the board session so they can give you some quick connecting information. Thank you, Lily. We also want to remember with gratitude that we are on the lands of the Washoe, the Shoshone, and the Paiute peoples who have long been the stewards of this beautiful place. And we honor and acknowledge our responsibility to also be good stewards of this land. Good morning, everyone. I am the Reverend Shelley Thompson, and my pronouns are she and her. And I have been so blessed to be with you these last 6 months as your interim minister. I want you to know how much I love you, how much I believe in you, and how excited I am to find out all the wonderful things that are going to happen to UUFNN in the future. And I want to share with you briefly one of the models of change. There's all kinds of people that study change and all the models and all the human behavior. And I put one up here. I know you can't read the words, but you can see the little curve. And it says that change is like a roller coaster. It's up and down, up and down. And many of us are familiar with the stages of grief from Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, who pioneered that work. We know those are all a part of change. Certainly when Reverend Karen retired, we can be very happy for her and very sad for the congregation. So there's grief and there's loss. The pandemic caused a lot of loss, a lot of chaos. And we know the world has just changed out from under us, and there's a lot that is going on in congregations to grapple with those kinds of changes that make the way we've always done things not work as well as it used to. We have to come up with brand new ways of doing church. So lots of up and downs. And on this diagram, it shows that when there's a change, we start with very high expectations, probably ones that we can't really meet, but we have very high expectations. But then there's just all the feels. We have anger and loss and confusion. We might sense detachment and just move away from the situation, all the responses there are. And then at the very bottom, after your stomach's been picked up again, and there's a brief moment of rest there at the bottom, that's a decision point, it's a turning point. And it's a time sometimes when people cut bait and run. It's a time when some people are still so uncertain, they're in that fight or flight mode, they're kind of in the freeze of the fight, flight, or freeze. We're seeing this with stewardship this year. There's a little bit of a freeze going on because we're not sure what's going to go on next. And it's a really important turning point in terms of your decision-making ability as a congregation. Your choices are what kick in now. You didn't have a choice when Reverend Karen left, but now you do. And it's that moment to set some clear intentions and to focus on your hopes and your dreams and to start that slow climb back up again to engagement, to discernment, and to so much hope. Even though we don't know what it's going to look like, we know it's going to be good because you're the ones, we're going to create it together. So I invite you to reflect a little bit on that turning point. I have a few of the handouts if you're curious about those. And once you get going up that hill, things get clearer. They do. It gets better. And your expectations start to be more realistic of what you can do, what you want to do, what you want to let go of, where you want to go next. So you have all those good, wonderful things in store for you. And it's a beautiful journey. And this is once again why we want all of you to participate in this and talk to each other, really listen to each other. The transition team is having another meeting next Sunday to talk about all things ministry, religious education, congregational life and programs. We really want all of you to be there to give your voices to this process of taking charge and moving forward together. And so many churches have been through this, oh, so many times. That's how I know you're going to come out great the other side. I've seen it over and over again. I have a favorite quote about this very human, very challenging change process from H.W. Longfellow, who said, "The lowest ebb is the turn of the tide." So today we're going to focus on the hope and the beauty to be found when something that is so precious changes or even breaks and has to be reformed into something new. I'm going to light our chalice this morning with the words of Reverend Scott Taylor. We light this chalice for those who convinced us that it was safe to share our longings, for those who proved that not everyone will run from the weight of the pain we carry, for those who held us in our fear and helped us heal from our regret, for those whose humble apologies made us believe that we too can be forgiven, and for those whose tenderness helped us to see we no longer need to hide. Our vulnerability frees us. It binds us. It makes holy the path we walk together. May this flame ever help us to keep that in view. And now we'll enjoy this very special performance from Laura Knight and David McGraw. Woo, woo, woo.
No place in this world where I belong when I'm gone, and I won't know the right from the wrong when I'm gone, and you won't find me singing on this song when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here, and I won't feel the flowing of the time when I'm gone. All the pleasures of love will not be mine when I'm gone. My pen won't pour a lyric line when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't breathe the bracing air when I'm gone. I can't even worry about my cares when I'm gone. Won't be asked to do my share when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. And I won't be running from the rain when I'm gone. And I can't even suffer from the pain when I'm gone. Can't say who's to praise and who's to blame when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. Won't see the golden of the sun when I'm gone, and evenings and the mornings will be one when I'm gone. Can be singing louder than the guns when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here. There's no place in this world where I'll belong when I'm gone. And I won't know the right from the wrong when I'm gone. And you won't find me singing on this song when I'm gone. So I guess I'll have to do it. Oh, I guess I'll have to do it. Oh, I guess I'll have to do it while I'm here.
Fantastic. That was wonderful. Now is the time, as a community, when we center into our hearts and we share the joys and sorrows of our lives, the things that are just too important not to share. Paul Leonard shares with us that Danny DeRosa has died. Rest in power, comrade. Jane and Marcy share that they are sending condolences to family and friends of Danny's. And Danny was a really good friend to the Reno Posse and so much more. Jenny Kiersey tells us that her brother Bill, it would have been his 89th birthday today, and she is still missing him. Sylvia Willard is having surgery tomorrow, so please, everyone, light a candle, say a prayer, and send lots of love and good thoughts for her. We have a bit of happy news. Jackie tells us that Malcolm X is going to be inducted into the Nebraska Hall of Fame this spring. All right. And from Lois and Dave, we hear another sorrow that Todd Thornton, who had been a guest with them before COVID, has sadly died from mental illness. He was a very gentle soul, and his memorial will be next Sunday, March 17th, at 2 p.m. at the Knowledge Center at UNR. He will be well remembered. Thank you all for sharing your joys and sorrows with us today. As always, I'm going to light one candle for the joys and sorrows and celebrations, a candle for the sorrows, the worries and the cares, and a global candle because we know that the people the world over have hearts like ours for celebrating and for grieving, lives that are made richer when they are shared with loved ones and held in the spirit of beloved community. And I have placed a stone in our communal bowl for the sadness I feel in leaving you. I'm very sad that things just didn't go quite as planned and I have to go. I'm gonna miss you, and I love you very much. And I lit a candle for all the joy we've shared, for the wonderful things that have happened, for the privilege of knowing you and getting to know UUFNN, this wonderful place. I so believe in you, and I so believe in the importance of this community to the Reno-Sparks area. You are a place like no other, and you are an oasis, and you serve so many people so well, and I am so grateful to you for that. Now today, we're gonna do something special. In lieu of having you all come up and light candles and place stones, we're gonna do a ritual that was created by the Reverend Erica Hewitt. It's called Holding the Hope. And I have some good volunteers who are going to come up. We have baskets, and we want each person to get a yellow card. And then there's pens and pencils. So a card and something to write with for everybody, please. Thank you for helping out. Choir already has theirs. Reverend Hewitt said, "Around the world for thousands of years, members of our human family have found ways to say, 'You're not alone.' Others have journeyed the place where you find yourself, and we journey with you now. There are many ways for us to give one another strength, courage, and love, and the card you receive is how we'll do that today. This is an exercise of care, of trust, and vulnerability. To name on paper the struggle in your life and the hope that lives inside you as you struggle. Do not write your name on your card. These are anonymous today, but know that the hope you write will be read out loud by someone other than you. So try to write as clearly as possible. And I invite you to be brave enough to answer these two questions. In my life right now, I am struggling with. And in that struggle, one thing I hope for is, my beloveds on Zoom, I put a link in the chat box for you, and it will take you to a Jamboard. And that Jamboard will give you the opportunity to fill in a little yellow Post-it and answer those questions for us. And when you do that, I'm going to transcribe them onto the little yellow cards here so that we can share your offerings in our ritual today. So go to that Jamboard and fill out a Post-it for us. And then once those are all passed out, if my helpers would please bring the baskets back up front. And we're going to have one for each side of the room. And so if when you're ready, you would please bring your card forward and put it in the basket for your side of the room. After we do that, we're going to swap. So we can pass those back out and someone other than you gets your card. So if you happen to get your own card, go ahead and trade with someone near you, because we're going to add in all of the cards from our Zoom people as well. And Rosie's going to play a little gentle music for us while we take this time of reflection to think about the kind of hope that we want to hold for our own lives and the lives of others. And my dear ones on Zoom, if you use the same Post-it to write the answers to 1 and 2, those go together for us. Put the struggle and the hope on the same Post-it note, please. Thank you. new fashion. We just do it as the way we want to in the moment. That's the way it's supposed to go. It's creative. We're going to pass these back around and do your best not to take your own card. If you see something familiar, pass it to your neighbor and swap. And as we are doing that, and those of you online are continuing to finish your cards, we have some more words from Reverend Erica. In this congregation, we make one another brave. We give one another peace. We hold the hope for one another. As theologian Paul Waddell says, hope has to be seen to be believed. It has to be made visible. It has to be something we can feel and touch. We're called to be persons who embody hope for one another. We have to be each other's partners in hope. This is our way of being each other's partners in hope today. In your hands, you are holding someone's struggle. And if we could bring some up to the choir, or there should be more cards that haven't been distributed. Did you get them? Oh, that happened when I wasn't looking. Thank you. You're holding someone's struggle in your hands. Take a moment. You don't necessarily know this person. It might be your favorite person or your least favorite person. It might be the person next to you. We don't know. Take those words in that they've generously shared with you and offer some silent, loving kindness to this person who is suffering. Some gratitude for them sharing their vulnerability. And now, we're going to be each other's partners in hope. Do we have more? Who doesn't have some? And I'm going to be the bearer for those of you online. I'm going to be your holder of hope today. So what I'd like you to do is actually take turns coming up here, and what you're going to do is just read the hope. Just the hope. And after you're finished with that sentence, all of us together will say, "We hold the hope for you. We hold the hope for you." So we'll have a chance to come up and do this. Yes? Partisan? If someone's hope is that a certain person wins the election, you can say that. You just insert certain person. I just hope a certain person wins. How about that? Been known to happen around here. So we might want to go by rows. Does the front row want to come up first? And we have a microphone that they'll turn on for us. I'm not sure which one. Which one do you want us to use over there? That one?
Is this one on? It is. Oh, the hope is people remember the hatred and chaos he sowed. Vote him down. We hold this hope for you.
We hold this hope for you.
My life right now, I'm struggling with plans on should I move.
Oh, just the hope part.
Sorry. The thing I hope is the place is a happy and enjoyable place near family.
We hold the hope for you. Have some more people line up.
The one thing I hope for is we keep electing those who have empathy and UU values to all.
We hold the hope for you, and you the vote.
In that struggle, one thing I hope for is discernment and wisdom to believe I have all the time I need.
We hold that hope for you.
The love for all continues to remain in this fellowship.
We hold the hope for you.
Stay active as long as possible and die with minimal pain.
We hold the hope for you.
Increased progress.
We hold the hope for you.
It is hard to find hope in that, but maybe that rather young people will find a way through their struggles.
We hold your hope for you.
Freedom from my doubts, worries, and fears.
We hold the hope for you.
Clarity to see past for a better outcome.
We hold the hope for you.
Reuniting of our hearts.
We hold the hope for you.
More skill, more serenity, a more meaningful life.
We hold the hope for you.
For something or some event to cause an awakening.
We hold the hope for you.
Keeping positive thoughts when so much is happening in our world. Peace for all.
We hold the hope for you.
Personal grace and accepting myself more.
We hold the hope for you.
Finding strength and peace with my family.
We hold the hope for you.
That we all get out and vote.
We hold the hope for you.
To see more peacemakers.
We hold the hope for you.
I have two. In the struggle, one thing I hope for is the understanding,
We hold the hope for you.
and the other is to never give in to hate.
We hold the hope for you.
Trying new modalities for relief.
We hold the hope for you.
For the world to find a way to exist in peace.
We hold the hope for you.
Complete recovery of physical difficulties and renewed self-confidence.
We hold the hope for you.
Realizing we are all connected, imperfect beings, and be more loving and forgiving.
We hold the hope for you.
This person is struggling with health, and the one thing they hope for is to get better.
We hold the hope for you.
This one is about politics, and the thing they hope for is things to turn out better for the good of all humankind.
We hold the hope for you.
That I can find peace through mindfulness, grace, and action.
We hold the hope for you.
Hope for friendship to be present and a support for others and to receive the same.
We hold the hope for you.
Clear heads and intelligence in November.
We hold the hope for you.
That peace and aid will reach everyone in the world that needs it.
We hold the hope for you.
The spirit of UUFNN can, through our efforts, spread into and beyond our community.
We hold the hope for you.
Today is not the end of all, and tomorrow will always be better.
We hold the hope for you.
Clarity about what is the best option for me and my family.
We hold the hope for you.
A productive retirement.
We hold the hope for you.
Calm and clarity.
We hold the hope for you.
Strength, hope.
We hold the hope for you.
For companionship.
We hold the hope for you.
Peace.
We hold the hope for you.
The ability to listen and not give answers.
We hold the hope for you.
Peace for my family.
We hold the hope for you.
I want to get in remission so I can do more for UUFNN.
We hold the hope for you.
Friends.
We hold the hope for you.
Sharing myself.
We hold the hope for you.
Peace in our nation and world.
We hold the hope for you.
Answers to my inability to balance my obligation that will honor my work, my church, and my family.
We hold the hope for you.
Remembering to be kind.
We hold the hope for you.
Improving my time management and lowering my commitments.
We hold the hope for you.
And everyone votes. We hold
the hope for you.
Our legacy to be able to make an impact in the community and fellowship.
We hold the hope for you.
Persistence and faith. Don't give up.
We hold the hope for you.
Friendship and joy.
We hold the hope for you.
Both of my daughters are happy and in their new houses.
We hold the hope for you.
The good in people to make it better and to fix those things that can.
We hold the hope for you. We'll hold the microphone too.
That my relative will reach a point where he is ready for treatment and recovery.
We hold the hope for you.
Clarity.
We hold the hope for you.
Balance and patience.
We hold the hope for you.
This person who is trying to have a baby hopes to learn to have grace, patience, and love for herself and others in the process.
We hold the hope for you.
This card is economical. They're struggling with housing and they hope for credit.
We hold the hope for you.
For caring connections and health.
We hold the hope for you.
Again, finding common ground.
We hold the hope for you.
It is to be pain-free and become more physically active and lose weight, and then also acceptance.
We hold the hope for you.
Respect.
We hold the hope for you.
Peace.
We hold the hope for you.
Better minds will prevail this November.
We hold the hope for you.
Peace and calm.
We hold the hope for you.
That he will want to help himself and that I will find a way to support him that doesn't end up hurting me.
We hold the hope for you.
Decrease in pain and more acceptance of it.
We hold the hope for you.
This person is suffering from grief and is hoping for less suicide.
We hold the hope for you.
For leaders and people to step forward here at UUFNN.
We hold the hope for you. And from Zoom, make meaning with the rest of my life, with the rest of the time in this life. We hold the hope for you. Keeping a positive attitude. We hold the hope for you. Not being alone and having friends. We hold the hope for you. Having more energy, especially as the days get longer. We hold the hope for you. Good money management. We hold the hope for you. Positive relief from dietary changes I'm making with the help of a dietitian. We hold the hope for you. being resourceful, resilient, and able to find the best perspectives to succeed in this venture. We hold the hope for you. We hope we will unite as a nation, defeat white Christian nationalists, address climate change, and care for one another. We hold the hope for you. Did everyone get a turn? Any outstanding cards? Okay. Thank you, everyone. That was extraordinary and beautiful and wonderful. It helps us see the common threads that run through all of our lives. What is in our hearts here as a community? It's good to share with one another what is on your hearts. Now let us sing together, filled with loving kindness. You can remain seated while you sing. Before I go, I wanted to give you a couple of philosophies that I find very useful in life. Because as we know, life doesn't always go as planned. And sometimes we're forced to change and grow in new directions when it wasn't our choice to do so. And when something comfortable and familiar changes, as UUF&N did when Reverend Karen retired, figuring out how to repair and heal so that you can move forward is a process marked by vulnerability. It takes courage to look closely at your institution and yourselves to determine what you need to do to set yourselves on the course of sustainability and even more vitality. It's risky, and there's a lot of unknowns. But I am reminded of some wisdom from Japan. They have a process of repair known as kintsugi. It applies to the repair of broken ceramics, but it equally applies to human hearts. Whether we're scarred on the inside or the out, we can resonate with this healing. This teacup here has been mended using the kintsugi technique. And the company that makes these, Yukoya, tells about them on their website. They say some things are too precious to let go of, but what if they break? When the things we love break, it leaves us in a dilemma to decide if we should let go of them and replace them with something new, or should we try to fix it? But what if it doesn't stay the same? The answer is it probably won't. But surprisingly, it can become even better with its beautifully perfect imperfections and flaws. There might be a way to make things even better than before they were broken by simply embracing the flaws as something to cherish. This indeed is the depiction of a kintsugi bowl. The art of kintsugi is about mending our beloved items and ourselves instead of replacing or moving on to something that might not spark as much joy. The word kintsugi is a combination of two Japanese words, kin, which means gold, and sugi, which means joining. It means literally the art of gold joinery. And it's built on the idea of giving the broken objects a new second life by mending them with gold, something precious. By repairing it, we actually revive the object into something more beautiful and stronger. This technique originated in the 15th century when the shogunate broke his tea bowl. And the traditional Chinese pottery techniques they were using at the time called for the bowl to be mended with iron staples. Well, the shogunate was not impressed, and he called forth his best craftsmen to find a better way that was more aesthetically pleasing. And that was a smart craftsman. He was well-versed in the Japanese beauty aesthetic called wabi-sabi. Wabi-sabi, it means honoring the beauty of all things that are imperfect, impermanent, and incomplete. And it honors in nature all of the beauty that comes from imperfection. If you think of a bonsai tree or a rock garden, they're not symmetrical. Everyone is different, and that is beautiful. And the shogunate not only praised the technique, but loved to see that it had been given a new life with its imperfections now full of beauty. Well, we might not describe our post-pandemic world as broken per se, but we've sure gone through a lot. And it's requiring all of us to reconfigure and rearrange the pieces. All of our churches are going through this. In fact, all of the organizations that have relied for so long on kind, generous, retired folks who like to serve on boards and other ways of volunteering in the community that are falling out of favor, really. People are changing, times are changing. So there's a lot of adapting that's gonna have to be done. We're gonna have to have it look some other way when we're done. But that emergence itself is a source of inspiration and hope, which reminds me of the active hope process we've talked about here from Joanna Macy. The 4-part process calls for us to root ourselves in deep gratitude, to know and honor our pain, to work to see things with different eyes, and to go forth in hope. Whether we're talking about objects or the people or the places we love, kintsugi and wabi-sabi are useful reminders of the possibilities that come with change. Letting go of what was, experiencing the loss, taking what is precious from the past and using it as the seeds for something new. We never know what beautiful transformation awaits when we choose to follow our hope. For me, kintsugi takes on a personal meaning because I lost an eye when I was a child, and I felt flawed and imperfect and unlovable because of it. Our society focuses on perfection, doesn't it? not a good thing for most of us. But there are artisans who make these amazing ocular prosthetics. They form a mold of acrylic and they hand paint these gorgeous little eyes right on there. It's far from perfect. It's still really wabi-sabi. But it has a beauty all of its own. And it lets me blend in with the other imperfect humans a little better than it would if I didn't have one. So it's that transformation that I still struggle to let it give me enough confidence, enough hope, enough belief in the goodness of people that I'll be accepted as I am, flaws and all. But it's a good reminder. It's one that I'm always thinking of. And so I give you kintsugi and wabi-sabi to think about in your own lives as you go forward with this process of change. Amen. Ashe and blessed be. Now we have a fabulous anthem from our choir.
Thank you. As you can see, our accompanist is not here. So we used a video of a background video of the choir singing at a festival a few years ago. So thank you so much.
In these times of transitions, strain, anxiety, and challenges, our UU community has kept us alive. And through gifts of service and support, from phone calls to meals to active outreach through our board, and including outreach like the Reno Posse. Love and compassion are hallmarks of this community. It's now time to share our support to this community. And again, those of us who are physically here, we will pass the basket. And then, of course, those on Zoom can, of course, text 73256, putting UUFNN in the message box and hit send. Of course, you can send a check to the office at 780 Del Monte Lane, Reno, 89511. And of course, there's also automatic giving. One of the hallmarks of our community is supporting a nonprofit. And this month, we are grateful to share the plate with the Reno Food Systems. We have the representative of that organization with us, Lindsay Langdale. So we'd like to welcome her and hear a few words.
Hello. Thanks for having me, and thank you, Jane, for inviting me here today. My name is Lindsay, and I'm the farm manager of Reno Food Systems. So we're a 5-acre nonprofit farm just down the street. If you go up McCarran, turn right on Mayberry, we're just right there. Let's see your hands if you've been past the farm or if you visit us. Oh, great. Excellent. So that's a very special piece of property that we have there. As the Reverend mentioned earlier, we're occupying traditional lands of Northern Paiute and Washoe people. And in more recent history, that property is the last vestiges of what was a 6,000-acre ranch that went all the way from Hunter Lake up to the foothills, and we're the very last piece of open agricultural land from that ranch. And in the 1990s, the last owner of the ranch, Betsy Collin Donnelly, she donated that property to Washoe County with a deed restriction that it can't be sold or developed, and it can only be used for open space or agriculture. So we're very honored to return that land to the common good and keep on the agrarian heritage of that property by growing food for the community. So basically what we do is we grow food regeneratively, sustainably. We teach people how to do that, and then we cultivate relationships with people, groups, and organizations to get that food to the people who need it the most in our community. So when I say we grow regeneratively, we grow a huge diversity of plants and crops. We grow annual crops, everything you would see at a farmer's market, all those nice veggies. We grow fruits and perennial plants, pollinator plants. We have about 75 different kinds of culinary and medicinal herbs. And we grow organically, so we don't use any synthetic chemical fertilizers, pesticides, any of that. We have permaculture design in our farm, so trying to mimic nature and make a really friendly ecosystem for all the humans, plants, and animals that live on the property. So we teach people, we hire young farmers who want to pursue a career in agriculture and don't really have a place to do that because they don't have their own land. So we hire young beginning farmers and train them. We host about 500 volunteers every year, and we teach them what we're doing. We host workshops. We have an online gardening course. We have a very particular program for seniors doing nutrition education, gardening education, and then we cultivate relationships with different pantries, different groups similar to what the Reno Posse does, taking our produce and turning it into fresh meals that then go to the Eddy House Youth Shelter, that go to Ronald McDonald House, that go to the different free pantries in town. So we do lots of stuff, and we're open for volunteers, so if anybody is interested in volunteering, come find me after. If you have more questions about what we do, come find me after. I'm always happy to talk to anybody about the farm. I'll give a tour to anybody if you have a group that wants to come down and have a personal tour. If you want to pet the goats, if you want to see our chickens that we're about to have. And everybody's welcome all the time. Our doors are open. I have a philosophy that a community farm should be open to the public at all times, so we have an open door policy. The gate's not locked. Somebody wants to come through, somebody wants to pick a tomato and eat it, we're here to serve the community. So thank you again for having me. I really appreciate it, and this is a time of year where we're not open. Our farm stand, our weekly farm stand, April through November, we're open on Sunday afternoons, and you can stop by and buy produce. We donate about 1/3 of what we grow, and then we sell the rest of it to the community through our farm stand and at the Great Basin Co-op. I lost my train of thought. Come down to the farm. And, that's where I was going. So we're closed right this time of year, so having a little extra boost of income is super helpful in the winter, so I really appreciate all you guys for helping us.
Now, who cannot support that? Okay, let the offering begin. As Carol comes forward, and may I say, your donations are well received and respected. So will you join with me in the dedication of the offering to the work of this fellowship, which is helping more people grow in love, faith, justice, and joy. We dedicate ourselves, and these are offering.
I want to thank everyone who made this worship possible, all our volunteers and helpers. And this is a community effort. Worship is a team sport. So thanks to everyone who's here with us, because you make the magic happen. You make this place holy with your presence. I'm going to extinguish our chalice today with the words of my friend, Reverend Julian Amika Soto. In this community, we hold hope close. We don't always know what comes next, but that cannot dissuade us. We don't always know just what to do, but that will not mean we are lost in the wilderness. we rely on the certainty beneath, the foundation of our values and ethics. We are the people who return to love like the North Star and to the truth that we are greater together than we are alone. Our hope does not live in some glimmer of an indistinct future. Rather, we know the way to the world of which we dream, and by covenant and the movement forward of one right action and then the next, we know that one day we will arrive home. And now we have a special presentation from Dave, made possible by Lois. This is our 65th anniversary team in action.
Thank you, Reverend Shelley. And this cycle of change is now going to come alive for you as we move into the future, but we look back into the past, because over here are some tables with plenty of space for you to write your memories of different time frames, and as you can put up as many as you want. We'd like your name on there as well, and to write legibly, and so we can follow up with you, because we have now formed a historical committee to help celebrate our 65 years in existence. And because this committee is made up of a bunch of old people trying to look back, our memories are fading, so we really need your help. So please, line up over there, put your memories down. Oh, Lois is adding something. Come on, come up. What, Lois? Oh, we're going to put this into a book. Of course, that's what she wanted to say. This is what this meant. She's going like this. In 2008, the late Jim Hulse and the late Jim McCormick put together a wonderful booklet of history, and we're going to expand on that and write our own version for the next, from 2008 forward. So, and we're looking for help with that too. So anyway, put your memories down, as many as you want, and we'll look forward to you all writing a book with us. Thank you.
That is exciting. Well, those of you on Zoom, I remind you to stay on for conversation, and the board will have a representative for you too. Is that right, Jackie? Yes, excellent. And everyone here, we're going to have coffee and conversation in the gathering space, also known as the lobby. And we're going to have people in Emerson Library to talk with the board. Don't forget that. Did you have something else, Jackie? Come on up. Board members are here, most of them.
This is most of the board. We have Linda maybe is on Zoom. I'm not sure. Nancy is in Atlanta with son and grandkids. We just want to say thank you. We appreciate the last 7 months when you've shared so much knowledge about interim ministry and what that's about, and helping us move forward as we figure out what we're doing next. So thank you.
Well, I want to say thank you to all of you too. I'm hoping your adventure is just going to be exciting and rewarding and fun. And when it gets scary, you know who to hold on to. You've got lots of people to hold on to when it's scary. Be vulnerable. Tell each other the truth. Listen with love. Take time to notice the beauty and smell the roses. May it inspire you all to shine. Be well. Please rise in body or spirit and sing with me, I Am Willing by Holly Near.